In this video, I want to walk through the grading policies for the class, and I'll try to consolidate them as best I can in just a few minutes. So overall, you can describe the grading policies of this class as labor-based grading, which may or may not be familiar to you from other classes. What it means is that we're going to award grades based on the amount of work students put into the class. In my opinion, everyone is capable of learning everything in this class if they have enough time. And so the amount of time that's put into it will correlate to the amount of content that students retain and learn as they move forward. And no system is perfect, and this one is not. But I think that this will reduce some of the anxiety around grading, especially in a science class. So let me walk through the details of it. During the quarter, we have a few types of assignments, and overall we'll have 30 total assignments over the course of the next 12 weeks. It's going to be 10 in-class activities with small groups, 10 homework assignments that you'll do on your own or with a study group or tutor, 8 lab assignments that we'll do in person, and then you'll have an after lab assignment that goes with it. 1 project during the quarter, so an overall quarter-long project, and then we'll hopefully have 1 or 2 guest speakers during the quarter, and so one of your assignments is to generate a question for that speaker. It puts us at 30. And so we are going to assign grades for the class based on the number of those 30 assignments that you complete. And that means we won't have percentages. You won't get points for each assignment, and then those points tally up into a percentage of total points. That's not doing that at all. You're either going to have a green check mark, that means you have completed the assignment, or an X, that means you haven't completed the assignment yet. And that then number of assignments with the green check mark in your grade book, that determines what your GPA is in the class. So to get a 4.0 in the class, which is an A+, you just need to complete 26 of the 30 assignments. It's not 30, and the reason for that is I would like everyone to be able to miss a week of the class without it hurting their grade too much. This means that if you get COVID, I want you to stay home for the week until you're testing negative with an antigen test. And so this allows us to easily navigate, well, how do I make up the work if I'm home with COVID, and hopefully reduces the pressure for students to come into school sick. So basically, everyone can have a bad week in the quarter. Anything more than that, and then we're going to have to get creative about making up assignments, especially if there's missed labs. But so, a 4.0 means you've completed 26 assignments. If you just need to get a 3.0 in this class and you have a lot on your plate, then you may only try to finish 21 assignments. If you can get 21 completed, then you'll have a 3.0 in the class. And just to pass the class with a C or higher, you would need a 2.0. Then that's going to be 16 out of the 30 assignments, so just over 50% of the work. So that's kind of the basics of it. What complete and incomplete means will depend on the assignment. And for each one, I'll have in the assignment page an explanation of what it means to complete it with like a checklist that you need to go through. I've tried to summarize it down in the lower right-hand corner that if we're looking at in-class activity or the speaker question, your completeness is really based on your participation. If you're in class actively participating and you answer all the questions on the worksheet for the activity, you're going to get a complete on the assignment unless there's some very large misunderstanding represented within it. In which case, I would give you feedback and ask you to revise it. And I'd help you revise it if you needed it. For homework, it'll be practice problems, and as you go through them, you'll show all your work. And I need students to attempt all of the problems in the homework, and at least 75% or close to that need to be correct for it to be complete. And so I'll go through the homework assignments and circle the ones that are incorrect and get feedback, and then ask students to revise those if a large number of problems are incorrect. And if just a few are incorrect, then I'll just give feedback and you'll get it back and it'll already be complete. Labs and projects. So these are kind of the biggest assignments that we have. And for all of them, I'll have a rubric that says, here's what complete means. there won't be a 75% correct kind of benchmark because it's a little um, looser than that because it's not necessarily always just a set of like practice questions, right? So it's going to be a little bit more complicated. And so I will get those submitted to me. Students have to attempt all of the components of the lab. So every data table needs to be filled out. Every set of questions needs to be answered to the best of your ability. And then I will give you feedback on it, and we will then have you revise anything that was a mistake or a misunderstanding along the way. So that way we have lab and projects that are going to be turned in that are complete and also at like the level of like B or A level work. By working together and iterating, right, and reiterating, and trying to really understand the material together. So that's what you should expect for complete. And if there's any questions about what it means to finish a project, you can always ask me if it's not clear in the assignment page. Or if my feedback is unclear, I'm always happy to walk through it in person and help you revise your work until it is at a complete level. So things to kind of track within this. So everything will just be complete or incomplete. And all of the assignments that we do will have the ability to be revised. And in fact, I would just kind of plan that everything that you do and turn in will probably need some sort of revision. So that way you're kind of just budgeting a little bit of extra time, a few days or a week after the assignment is turned in to make some changes and fix some things that you didn't understand before. Because of that revision piece of our grading structure, we're not going to have extra credit. Instead, that extra time can just be spent fixing work that is incomplete. And I'm happy to help you with that process. And the one piece of this, so everything can be revised again, it creates a ton of flexibility. But we have one area where we don't have flexibility, and that is our laboratory assignments. For these, they need to be conducted in person. We don't have online labs. We don't have a way to take things home. We don't even have the capacity for a student to come in and make up a lab. So they have to be done the lab day that the assignment is being completed and at no other time. There is an exception. Lab 4 could be done by checking out a lab kit or borrowing one from me personally. That's the only one we have that doesn't take place in the lab setting. And so that means our Wednesday classes are extremely important to attend, and the work done in them can't be made up. So heads up about that, as it's kind of the piece that's a little bit different and a little inflexible within the class. Overall, the goal of this course is to learn some chemistry and to really retain it. And so that's why I'm opting for a system that allows us to revise our work and a system that decreases the pressure of like our grades by making things complete and incomplete. If you have any questions about what this will mean for your grade or how easy or hard it is to get a grade that is your goal, I'm super happy to talk about this with students individually to kind of talk through their concerns along the way or ask questions in class.